the house right now. My friend Suits and Mr. Ryan. You guys paying me now or you paying me later? But sometime you're going to have to pay me.
So Paul is out at the Nexus Center for open floor night. We ended up going a day
Coaches,
early because
much
there was
love.
some big news coming out of the PBLA, which Jimmy Faye is going to be able to shed a little bit of light on for us. But Paul kind of got to remember we're doing the live show too. He likes to talk over top of it. But thanks everybody so much for joining us. We've got anybody who doesn't know, this is Jimmy Faye here. He was the lacrosse operations manager for the Bombers. He's going to shed a little light on as far as what he knew. But before we even get into that, I'll just throw out there
I need
what
glasses.
they announced today. The PBLA. There was some rumors on it last night, and somebody broke that they were that it was something was sent to the players, and here's what the PBLA statement essentially said. Unfortunately, they were not able to uh, continue in the way that they felt was appropriate for the with the right amount of professionalism is I guess how I understood it. Uh, but I guess we'll go to you, Jimmy. When did you find out?
Yeah, I mean, I found out last night because I was just kind of going back and forth with Mike Clofer, who was the director of operations for the league. And I just gave him a call and I said, what's the good word? And he said, nothing good. So I said, okay. And then he told me, funny enough, he said, they're going to put out a press release or whatever. And by the time I hung up the phone with him, I already had messages on my phone from players and stuff. So it's obvious that it had gotten out previous to when I found out. But yeah, I mean, from what I understand, is just a little bit of I would say a little maybe not getting the right amount of people in the stands or the right finances in order to repay some of the investors, and they decided to take a break. Whatever that means, I don't know. I know there's some ongoing conversations that are continuing, so maybe it's not completely dead in the water. So hopefully, I hope for the sake of players and coaches and everyone else involved that maybe they can figure it out and fix it. I know the fan base was excited about it. I would say on average of the games that I was at, that's being Elmira, Syracuse, and the Binghamton games. Elmira had some good nights. I saw 13 or 1400 people there their first night. Binghamton's opening night was like 13 or 1400 people. I'd say about an average of like 1,000 people for those events. So there's fans, there's people who wanted to get involved. There's people who wanted to sponsor. There's people who wanted in the community to keep it there. So it's just a bummer, I guess, all in all. But such is life, right? These things are difficult to get off the ground. I've personally been through it before with the PLL, which was the Premier Lacrosse League, which was another professional lacrosse league. And that went through some of the same struggles. I don't think that they had the same maybe experience in the backing of it like these guys are. I mean, there's some really popular people involved that are that have been around box lacrosse for a long time. There's a lot of really good coaches involved and good players involved. So it just in my opinion, it just got off to like a really late start, and I think that maybe had an effect on how the rest of the situation evolved.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like, that was a lot of teams for a couple guys. It seemed like they didn't have the biggest structure as far as stretch, and you really saw a difference in like some of these games had, like you said, 1,000, 1,500 people there. Some of them not so much, but I don't know. With enough time, I think it really would have taken off because you know how it is. Once you see a box lacrosse game, you're hooked. So but they did spend a ton of money to get it this far. That should be recognized. You're gonna have a lot of people talking smack now. It's easy to, complain about it, but I don't know. A lot of people put a lot of work into this, and it's unfortunate that we couldn't get it to kind of, work out a little better. And just one thing I wanted to kind of clarify more for everybody else is you ended up being the lacrosse operations like go through guy with the PBLA at Binghamton, but you were always kind of just like how did you essentially end up with that position? It was kind of a last minute.
Yeah. Just like you were saying, though, there will be a lot of people that talk a bunch of crap about it, and the unfortunate part is there's a lot of people that put in a lot of work and effort. And I mean, there's guys like Mike Clover, who was the director of operations, who's like, he's in Binghamton on Saturday, and then he's driving to Trenton for 2 or 3 days, and then he's driving to another place for 2 or 3 days, and then he's driving back to Prairie, Ontario for a day or two to go home, and then he's driving back down to, I mean, like, the guy just lived out of his car and out of hotels. I mean, it was just pure craziness. And those guys should be commended on the amount of time that they had invested in the league. And these guys were part of like the Toronto Rock, and a lot of good junior programs up north. And I just basically got involved because I got hurt at the Bombers training camp, and when Neil Paulus put me out to pasture, which is gracefully as he did, because I wasn't coming back from the injury, is that I said, what can I do to help? So can I come down and help with the team? Right? It's in my hometown. It's in my community. I'm obviously a huge proponent of box lacrosse. And so he hooked me up with Mike. And then it just kind of evolved into managing the turf layouts at the events and the arenas, and then managing some of the operations that were going on for game nights and whatnot. So, making sure the teams had everything they need, making sure they're getting to the right spots, making sure they're at the right spot for the introductions, making sure, helping out with making sure all the production and the marketing and the music and the merchandise and everything was taken care of. So I got involved in way more than I really thought I was going to get involved with. And it did start, it is a lot of work. I mean, there's nights I was at the arena from 6 in the morning until 11 at night. And I know Necker came down one night. We were supposed to hang out and have a good time, and he ended up helping out. Thank you, Paul. But I ended up working until like 10:45, 11 o'clock, and having to meet up with those guys later. And just because there's just so much stuff to be done, and to get wrapped up before you walk out, So I was happy just to have the opportunity to get involved, and I met some really good people, and I met some people that were challenging, not with the PBLA, but but I did meet some really good people, and it's more of a bummer, like I said, than anything, that it just couldn't continue on. It's disappointing.
The hours you guys put in, my hat's off to you guys, Jimmy. The coaches, the players, players are being. It's a business concept, but the amount of time that the volunteers put in, hats off to you guys for doing what you did, because it's a stepping stone. Whether it is what it is, and we'll learn from that. Their company's going to learn from it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm learning from it, and things that we won't try. As far as I went to games, and you know what, the talent was there. You guys, your teams had the talent.
Yeah, that was some of the best box lacrosse played on the continent at the time. Some of those games, and they were all such high scoring, great games, really.
Yeah, I mean, talent level was there. It was rushed, in my opinion. Not in a good manner, bad manner, but it just didn't seem like they got into the community enough to get that true fan base. Yeti are lucky because we have an awesome, incredible fan base in this, a beautiful facility, and everybody's starting to see what this box lacrosse, between Lax and I being here, with the Yeti playing here for a couple of years. You got to have a fan base to go forward with everything, and to rush a fan base saying, "We're here, come get us," and it seemed a little rushed. That's all. But yeah. The product on the floor was absolutely there. The product of wanting to buy a hat or a sweatshirt. My goodness, they had enough stuff for almost everybody that walked through that door, as far as that goes, which is what you want. So they had some of the right things, just need some tweaking maybe. Hopefully they can still help out in the community with the I don't know what's going to happen to it, but if you can save face somehow, get into the communities that are there with the local players that are on the team if they're still willing to, and give back to the throw some box clinics in there.
Well, if
You
they
know,
did really pay for the arenas, because that's something I've heard is that they paid for all the arena time up front. And if they did, I mean, it would seem like a waste of time if you've got local players that can play. I mean, Jimmy, do you know anything about that? Did they actually
I got to be honest, like I'm
too far down
kind
the totem pole for?
held in my lane, which is okay. I probably don't want to know. But
right.
yeah, I mean, there's some different dynamics, right? I mean, like the arena in Elmira is owned by Steve Donner, I believe, and the city jointly, or maybe just him. So I don't know what that is. The Binghamton Arena obviously was, is a county arena. Syracuse, obviously, at the War Memorial, that kind of fell through because of the turf situation, and then we ended up going to Onondaga. So there's a bunch of different dynamics going on there. And I don't know enough about it. Just like when I said in the beginning about the financing, there's probably just some people that aren't happy and some people that are fine. And I don't know what the discussion is, but it's above anything that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it just no, like I said, they dumped a ton of money into this. So anybody who knows anything about just the business side of it, just to get all the players there, like the traveling and the logistics, and then we kind of everything slowed down for the country too, and it's been yeah, prices are going up. I'm sure that they
Yeah.
didn't expect gas to be as crazy as it ended up getting when they started this endeavor.
Yeah. Well, that Paul was talking about the talent, right? There was a ton of talent on the floor. And I mean, even the coaching staffs were, like you got Neil and Ryan Lewis and Jordan Jarvis are all very good players. Joe Smith is out coaching at Elmira. I mean, Joe Smith went to my high school. We were a year apart. And he went to Towson, but I mean, he was from the Buffalo area, and he's one of the most decorated, probably box lacrosse players from the U.S. there ever was. I mean, he's been on multiple different indoor teams, multiple different outdoor teams. He's been on Team USA multiple times. So they got a really good coach there. The coaches up at Syracuse were very good. Ron Kogan and them. I mean, those guys are, if you go around and look at the Onondaga pictures on the wall, there's a lot of pictures of Neil Paulus and Ron and a lot of other players from the Red Hawks, back in the day. And, every team had Randy Chrysler for Jim Thorpe. I mean, every team had really good coaching. So, I mean, the talent and the coaching and the personnel and everything was there. But I think that's the biggest challenge was it got off to such a late start, and like this week was actually the first week I heard a radio ad on the radio for it. So I feel like they just started to get into the marketing aspect of it a little bit deeper, because their real focus in the beginning was to get every home game launched. And so everyone had their home opener. And then then now that was out of the way and that the turf was laid out in each different area and everything went off and they played, now they were going to start going back and focusing more on the marketing and focusing more on getting more fans there. And that's really the ultimate loser, right? Is the community and the fans. So
that's the
it
thing.
was
They
just a
dumped
little
much.
late.
Yeah, they dumped so much money into it. It seems like such a waste because like they had the biggest part of the investment up front like tackled already, getting the groundwork done, getting the turf where it needed to be, doing all that. It's unfortunate it didn't it wasn't able to get a couple more weeks, but supposedly I've heard that somebody pulled out of the financing, and you don't know what everybody's situation is with what it is right now. They could have just simply not be able to afford it anymore. But yeah, there was so many people trying. And Bob Leary says in the comments that the first Yeti goal scorer in history was Molly Leary, which I do like that.
She
But
just walked through. She just walked through right now.
oh,
She is here. We got
yes,
as far as the time clock will
I
be
forget
correct.
they're on the delay. We get the 20-second delay that they get as it's going through. But they did.
Paul, did she have dye her hair black? I did not know who that was.
I
She
did.
was looking at the thing. I had no clue who that was. Didn't even look
No,
like her.
just waved. I was like, hi. But yeah, it yeah, that is funny. But the with the league, like you said, the money that they rolled out, it really was a top-notch product and everybody was out there. The filming was kind of getting there. It seemed like they just didn't, I don't know if they didn't have the time or the money to get into the marketing, but there just wasn't any of that content getting pushed out to everybody because I mean, some of that, the goals, the diving, the penalty shots was such a huge thing. I
Yeah.
mean, that was such a cool thing. You were seeing these games decided by penalty shots. If you looked at the goal
I
differential in the
know.
game. So I
Yeah.
mean, what if I don't know. There was a lot of exciting things. It's unfortunate it didn't work out, but maybe if they do, there is rumors kicking around that some kind of local games might be played. That would be amazing. They did announce that they are going to be refunding the season ticket holders. I don't know if everybody got their jerseys or not, but like you said, I think the hardest part is going to be the fans and the people that really were investing into this. I mean, you
Yeah.
see things all over Facebook and Twitter. You had people buying jerseys for their kids, and now the team's out, and it's like, ah,
That's the tough part is I just actually picked up the jerseys for the Binghamton community, so I got to get them back to the league so they can ship them out because they were supposed to be in for the game the other night, and I got asked like 5 times for them. But yeah, and that's the tough part is about engaging with the community and getting them involved and starting something like that and getting so far in and then having to back out. And then you're kind of like, oh shoot, how do can I relaunch in a similar market when I already have when I've already pulled away, so
yeah,
it's interesting if they can figure out a way to do it, it would be great. It was very challenging because there was the boots on the ground were very limited, right? I mean, it was the boots on the ground were limited to just specific guys who are passionate about it, that are willing to lend a hand and help out and train and help others learn how to do it. The only reason I jumped into the turf thing was because I had taken up and put down a bunch of turfs at the odd, and I've taken and put down a bunch of turfs prior to that. And I'm like, well, I can do that, and it's all very similar, right? It's very basic. But you bring it into these arenas and guys are like, I've never done that before. I don't want to get involved. And you're like, well, we need help. You know what I mean? Like one guy can't do it. So it just, you need a group of people that are interested in doing it at the ground level and the boots on the ground.
yeah,
And that's, it was challenging in that aspect, kind of running all over crazy, trying to get these things off the ground for these opening games. And,
yeah. Is
you're
there?
limited on your resources, right?
That's huge. You've actually got somebody in the chat, Rich Rogers. Wish we got our bomber jerseys. Is there any way that you have access to who the season ticket holders were, or do you have to ship them back? And
That it's a, I mean, I, I have them. I got to talk to Mike about it. I think they were going to mail them back out to everybody. But if I can ask, and if anyone who's watching wants them and they're on this chat, maybe we can work something out. If maybe the next Yeti chat, if they can tune in, we can let them know exactly what we did with them or if we have them or not.
yeah, we
Of course, I don't
definitely
want
can.
anyone showing up to my house.
No, yeah, I know that, but the best way would be get a hold of one of us on Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah, right.
and
Or post your address into the Instagram on it, and if someone can keep up with it, I'll get them to where they're supposed to go. I mean, I'm local. My aim is to make people happy with what was agreed upon. You know what I mean? And that's why I was doing it, because I cared about the guys that were playing because they're my teammates. And I cared about the guys that were coaching because they're my co-captains and my line mates in the summer and guys I play against in the summer. And I just, I'm passionate about it. So whatever we got to do to make it right, we got to make it right. And I think that's the league stance too. And I'm not going to speak out of turn for the league because that's not what I'm trying to do. But the league stance is to make it right one way or another. So
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I think they'll do the right thing.
They've said that they want to make sure they get their money back, and
Cool.
yeah, so I put it in the chat that anybody can reach out to me on Instagram at BS Productions 518, and I'll put it in the comments afterwards, and then I'll put the addresses together for you, and then if they Yes, thank you. The sponsors, Crafty Beach, is in there with their. She'll make sure we get it organized and get it out to you as soon as if they tell you that you can do that. So that would be
Yeah.
cool. But
Yep.
that's why I think it's important just for everybody to understand. And I don't know how many people will ever even watch this, but like the guys that were playing and out there coaching and GMing and helping run the turf and stuff, we're not doing it just taking money from these communities. Everybody was just volunteering and helping. It was yeah, all your local people that were involved. Trust me, people, if you saw people there working at the games in the score booth, doing stats, doing whatever, they were all just trying to help out and make sure things got done. So try to
Yep.
remember that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
not.
get assaulted on my next trip to Walmart or something.
No. They'd be like, "Yeah, you're that Bombers guy. I remember you."
The only thing I got was a hat. That's it.
Oh man,
Here,
yeah.
take my hat. You can have my hat. That's all I got.
But
Other than that, I've got like bruised toes and a sore knee and like bloody knuckles for grabbing the turf and pulling it around barehanded. But
yeah, nothing anybody's really going to be interested in.
you don't want anything I got. I promise.
All right. Well, real quick, let's go to the sponsors, and then we've got a couple of memes that I stole from the Instagram. There was definitely some funny memes that well, we'll see them as soon as the commercials are over. We'll be right back. Thanks.
I got you. Here we go, brother.
Yeah.
Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica, an authentic German cuisine with authentic German brew. Stop down to Bag Square, ask for a cross check. You won't be disappointed. The Be Dry System, water in your basement, contact Be Dry. You'll be happy. You'll be dry. Believe in 271. Nobody fights alone. CBI cables, what the pros use. CBI cables, plug them in. Deming Lakeside Trailer Park. Eric Kiefer, LUTCF, friend of the Yeti. Eric Kiefer. Family Landscaping. Contact Russ down at Family Landscaping. Spring is near. Fay Farms. Where's the beef? Ask Jimmy at Fay Farms. George Keller, Sales and Service, GKS. They have all your tree cutting supplies. They have all your chainsaw supplies. Contact Jeff down at George Keller, Sales and Service. The NABLL. Nora's Candy Shop, home of the world famous turkey joint. You got a sweet tooth? Get to Nora's. Contact Nora's. Get them turkey joints. Tri-City Lacrosse. 40 years of lacrosse in the Utica, Rome, and surrounding area. 40 years. Tri-City Lacrosse. Look them up. Tag Ray Tools. Contact Jimmy Fay for Tag Ray info. Rome Sign and Display Company. Contact Terry down at Rome Sign for your banners, for your billboards. Rome Sign. Bobby Dix Insurance Company. Robert A. Dix Jr. Inc. Insurance. Contact Bobby if you need insurance. He'll get you covered. Nice Scuba. The women and men in blue. The Utica Yeti. We thank you. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Contact the Caledona family if you have something you need for the farm, for the yard. Contact Clinton Tractor. Crafty Beach Designs. Crafty Beach for your personalized memorabilia, for your personalized merchandise. CNC wood engraver. You want something stamped? Contact the Crafty Beach. MEM Photography, Mark Murphy. He gets the shots. You need the shots?
contact Mark. He'll get you that shot. 4x Hill, 4x Hill, 4x Hill, 4x Hill Lacrosse, 4x Hill Lacrosse, Ty Hill, the Black River Ale House. When you're in Rome, do what the Romans do. They go to the Black River Ale House. I got you. Here we go, brother.
Yeah.
Bag Square Brewing Company, downtown Utica, an authentic German.
Welcome back. Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that.
Terribly hurt. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. When greedy insurance companies cheat car wreck victims, I get angrier than a junkyard dog. It's time to bark. I'll get their attention. My client rolled over and broke her jaw and collarbone. I hammered and put $626,000 in her pocket. I growl and bark. I fight for the money and benefits the law says is yours.
Don't get hurt again. Call Jim Adler now.
713-777-4000.
And we're back.
Yeti Nation, how you doing out there?
It's
We're live. We're live here at the Nexus Center.
uh-oh, she said she couldn't
Yep.
hear us, but now I think she can. Yeah, there was 20
Hello.
seconds they lost us, but we're back on now.
We're back.
Yeah. My
We're
bad.
back.
But anyway,
Good
so
night.
we were just talking about what are we going to talk about now on Yeti Talks now that there's no PBLA games. And I was so proud of you. You even did your homework. Paul
I did
actually
homework.
watched the game this week so that way we could talk about it and called me all
I found
excited.
stats.
Yeah, he was like,
And
I got
found
stats
I
written
was
down.
all, this was like junior high all over again. All the time I never did my homework. Finally, I do the homework, and the teacher calls in sick and never asks for it.
Well,
So that's how my life goes.
not just you had stats. Somebody else had
Yeah.
stats as well.
There, you know
had
what's
stats.
amazing to me? My buddy Ted Hoos does this podcast down here. It's called Lax Factor, and
I've watched it.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
He's awesome.
He's good, yeah. He is, but he is like there are some people that are crazy about stats, and they just like there are people come to the game and be like, hey, I'd like to keep your stats. I'm like, keep stats? Like that's the last thing I want to do is keep stats during the game. And they would literally like I got some beautiful stat sheets back. I'm like, wow, okay. And then actually this week at the last game here, they were just implementing Friday night and Saturday a new online stat sheet so you could see the real-time stats and score.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know where it was. I looked for it on the site, but I
found
set
it.
up the iPads with the links and stuff, but I was amazed. Like Ted Hoos, he loves stats. I sent him a stat sheet. Oh, that's great. I love this stat sheet. I'm like, God, Ted, you used to get way more excited about more things than stat sheets.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, that's
them all.
And that what I'm saying is they finally posted that for the league is something must have happened. And if this was all just a miscommunication because one guy or whatever, and they really just needed like a week off, the way they went about it is really unfortunate because that's why I didn't want to say anything until other people had posted on Twitter and stuff that it happened because I didn't want to be the guy that like leaked it out to because if they've got a new CEO according to what the league's put out, they're trying to go forward. But they just dumped a ton of money into the stats. Like you said, you just had radio advertising. The videos were starting to come out. The production value, Binghamton was like a great spot for them doing the lacrosse TV because the production crew that they got out of Binghamton was top notch. That the group that does the AHL league there.
Yeah. So the kid, Josh Williams, it went to high school with me. and I played lacrosse with his brother and football with his brother. His dad was my high school coach. They are awesome. I mean, I mean, and it's funny because you see them in there, they got this big production room and they're just like hammering on things. I'm like, it's like we're driving the Millennium Falcon, you know what I mean? I'm like, what would happen if I just raked all these things? Would you be able to fix that? He's like, yeah, relatively quickly, but it might take me a minute. But I mean, there's buttons everywhere. There's 3 or 4 people in there. I mean, they do a really good job. And like in the arena itself, I mean, you've got all these big banners everywhere that say Bombers, and you couldn't have asked for a better like production team, arena. Of course, I grew up in that arena. I love the Odd, obviously. Yeah, but I like the arena. But I mean, those guys were phenomenal. I mean, they could do some really good stuff. Can we call them something different? Like what do they call the insane clown posse? Gigolos? We call them Hercules or Herculos?
I heard it all. I heard it all. I just had to plug in.
Yeah.
I was still listening. I'm plugged in now. We're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, there is ongoing conversation. I know that there is an ongoing conversation tomorrow. There's probably ongoing conversations today. So,
Yeah.
you know, I would say all hope is not lost, right?
Yeah, they kind of just seems like, I don't know, too much too soon. Like it was too many teams to try to run with that many guys, and it's unfortunate. Hopefully everybody gets their jerseys, they get their refunds for like a week that they missed, maybe 2 weeks, and then we're back on to, hey, never mind, guys, we figured it out. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool, but I know.
Yeah.
Upward and onward. Upward and onward, you know. As
So
far
upward
as,
and onward
you know,
means everybody can find all the box lacrosse you want to watch on the Utica Yeti channel. And I happen to know a guy who runs another YouTube channel, Blue Squatch Productions, and they happen to have
Blue Squad.
all kinds of box lacrosse content for anybody who's looking for it. And we may be working out a deal to, you know, check out some of them Hercometer guy or Hercules at some
Yep.
point in the near future.
Is that like a duck dog?
The
Herculou, duck dog.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yes.
But at Blue Squatch Productions, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I did notice Kyle DeVitt was the one who broke the story, and that he is actually, like, if I looked him up on, I think it was Instagram, he is a lacrosse podcasting writer, editor. So that is what he does. And yeah, he definitely broke the story on that one. But unfortunately, now we are probably back to the leading source on box lacrosse besides ESPN Plus.
Hey, you want to know what? We're rocking then. Everybody, and welcome to Yeti Nation. Welcome to the Nexus Center. Welcome to Utica. All honestly, it's great to be in Utica right now. A lot of great things going on. I know there's 40 guys out behind me playing in the rinks, and
We've got a couple of
there's,
PBLA alums and players out there, I would imagine,
there
right
are
now.
some. Well, they said to me, they're like, "Listen, we're coming, we're running because we want to stay in shape just in case." They're dedicated. They're Yeti, man. They're Yeti. They, you know,
Yep.
that's the cool thing about it is, you know, they're us. They played with us. They got the opportunity to get it a little bit of a taste. Imagine for them what it's going to be like to. Well, Jimmy's been there, you know. To, I don't know. The NLL has combines. Well, you want to know what? They got a taste of it. Is it possible something that they can, you know, expand their horizons? Can our man Blaine Stotler, can he actually, you know, I know the training that kid does. You know, now that he's got a taste, will it maybe make him
Ignite a little
desire
more
it
of
a
a
little bit
fire.
more? Yeah, you know, my thing is, you want to know what? I hope it puts a fire in these guys' bellies that let's go get a natty. I want a national championship for this city. I know we're in the process of building a banner for the upstate regional championship banner to be placed inside the Nexus Center here. I want a national
Well,
championship banner.
and we have a sweet
That's the,
trophy for the upstate.
and we have a gorgeous
For the
trophy.
upstate
We have a
division.
gorgeous trophy. Absolutely. As far as there's a lot going on.
Well, I got a
The
question though
battle on
for
the barge.
what about
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah,
Faye?
go on.
Hang on, before we get on to Battle on the Barge, because that's a whole other
Yeah,
topic. Jimmy, are
that's a whole
you
nother.
going to? Can we expect you to be running again with the Yeti, or were you done playing altogether? You're coming back, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I didn't know if you were starting to get into this like operations. You wanted to be a manager, kind of. You were going to shadow Paul for a year as a Yeti GM and see how to run a successful, organization.
Trust me, I just got a taste of it, and it is not.
It's not fun at
It's
all.
not for
The
the faint of
stuff Paul
heart.
does is that's all the stuff nobody wants to talk about, and it's the thing
Yeah,
most people don't think about that makes all this happen. But
yeah. No, I'm coming back. I mean, there's too many guys that I love playing with, and I got a couple years left in me. I do promise you one thing though. I am the guy that when he is done is done. I will not be like lingering around trying to do it at a high level. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this groin heals fast because it's been a total pain in the ass, and I'm hoping that it heals and I can get going here soon. So yeah, I'll be back.
yeah, that's good to hear. And now, Paul, if you wouldn't mind telling us Battle on the Barge, I believe you just picked up another youth team for Battle on the Barge, and now with this announcement of the PBLA, unfortunately, we still have some room for any NABLL teams who might now have a little bit of extra time on their hands to get ready early.
We do. I was just trying to. There's a gaggle of kids walking out the door, and I didn't want the outside noise too because it was loud. But God bless them. As far as the battle on the barge, June 3rd and 4th, Saturday, June 3rd, and Sunday, June 4th, here at the Nexus Center. I'm excited this coming week. We have the dojo coming up. Three groups are bringing up to do an inter squad, not inter squad, to do a pickup game. They got numbers similar to ours, same age group similar to ours. A lot of similarities, and we're excited to get that part going. And they definitely want to come up and be a part of the battle on the barge. So that part, the youth aspect, is growing already. So that makes me a little excited. I've also been in contact with the snipers up at Six Nations with the women. We're going to try and get a women's program going as well. If we could get 3 teams, that would be great. If we can get 2 teams, that would be awesome as well. But we're going to definitely expand. We had 2 at the Lax Night tournament, and everybody that played in it loved it. Everybody that watched it loved it. So I got the sign-up sheet for our girls team that we're going to be talking to this weekend, and getting the high school girls that are interested. We already got a good handful of college girls that are interested. So come June 3rd and 4th, college is done, high school is wrapped up, and we can get them playing box lacrosse. So I'm excited about that. The men's concept with the NABLL. There's open invites. If we can get 6 teams to get in here, that would be awesome. We get 3 teams, that would be awesome. If we get 1 team, I know we got one other team, and I didn't want to use that as a league game type thing. But if we got to use that as a league game, then we'll turn it into our home league game, and we'll make it the main event for all these kids that are going to be up here watching us play. So
you got
the battle on the
spirits.
barge.
Spirits should be coming to the Battle on the Barge, I would hope.
Oswego is said they're in. In regards to they were there last year, they enjoyed it. A lot has to do with there's a lot of cost to it. It's not it's as far as the growing pains that you go through, the PBLA just went through. Each
there's a lot of
costs,
unexpected costs.
Trainers. The cost that everybody just thinks that let's go to the game. There's a lot of behind the scenes scorekeeping. There's so much that goes into it, and to
Penalty
make it,
box, all kinds
I'm not
of.
going to say the penalty box. Thank God for sponsors. Our sponsors. Russ Leota, he's a major sponsor, and with Family Landscaping, that was pretty good. It just
That was
popped
good
up.
timing.
But as far as have a great night, gentlemen. Utica's finest just going out. As far as the sponsors, Jimmy Fay doing what Fay Farms in Tigray. Tigray? How do I say it?
T Gray Fittings. T Gray Fittings.
And once again, I apologize, Tigray Fittings, because I butcher everything. So my bad. But we love what you guys fit. You fit it all. You need pipe? Get a hold of Jimmy Fay. He'll get the pipe to you.
So
Anyhow.
hang on. So Jimmy is always just known for where's the beef, and Jimmy's got the pipe. Wow.
Well, the Fay Farms, baby. They lay the pipe in Fay Farms. As far as the B dry, all of them, and that's what the sponsorships go to. As far as what our guys get, it's because of the great sponsors that we have.
It is. And we also have for
and-
this one night, whoever can name the first goal scorer in Utica Yeti history gets one of these gold coins sent to him. Jimmy, do you actually know whoever the first player was to score in Utica Yeti history?
It was one of my two guesses, but I'm not going to guess because I knew one of two people. So
you knew it was. There we go. One of them's in the chat, so I don't know if he'll throw himself under the bus, but maybe if not, then we got some extra coins kicked around. That's our newest toy at the for the Crafty
baby.
Beach.
Hey, you know what's amazing though is just in doing the box events down in Binghamton, I just keep seeing all these old buddies of mine, and now their kids are like 18 and 20, and they're like, man, how do we get him involved? I'm like, come to open tryouts up in Utica, and so there's definitely a lot of interest, right? People are asking how can they get involved, and how can their kids play, and what should they do, and I just try to push them our way, right? But I think the women's game, Paul, is going to be a huge thing because obviously women's lacrosse is not going to allow them to do what women really want to do. I believe in women's lacrosse is to be more physical, and the box game offers it to them. And the other thing is that it's amazing. There's always not a ton of people in this chat, but the amount of people that watch this during the week, because they always say, "Oh yeah, I saw that in that BS Productions thing," or "Oh yeah, I was watching that Blue Squatch Productions," or whatever that thing is up there, and the amount of people that go through it and watch is pretty funny because people just bring it up all the time. So it's getting out there, you got to keep pushing. We got to got to be something crazy that happens to really launch it.
I had bongos, and I'm like, I can't bring the bongos on. I'm not that good. Greg's got the, if you take a look at our championship Yeti dancers, we could get a little dead kind of, I could get a little tune going, and he can get a little strum going. And Jimmy, we know you got the voice.
Yeah.
You're definitely looking the lead part of singer. There's no question. We put you on the lead mic, and
I can't grow my hair long though.
We'll
just get you a wig.
You're
it'll be
liar.
fine. Actually, it's got to be no. But if you look at the Yeti game chats, though, that there's somebody. What is it? You guys have somebody. One of the guys from Fayetteville there that's always in the chats. He's a big time singer, right? LeChesney, they call him.
Oh, Matt LeChesney, yeah.
Problem we
solved.
got Mo plays with Tri-City up in Lake Placid. We got Rob Durhawk of Mo. I would love to get. We're working that concept. All honestly, there's a stage on two sides of the rink that we're going to be playing in here at the Nexus Center, and that is one of the things I'm trying to work on is not to say a dead night, but I would love to put one of the local bands up there and play throughout the game, and that's one of the things that I'm working on this year. I don't know if I should say it, but that's you got to bring the action to the fans. Intermissions. I can't wait till you guys see what we got going on in intermissions this year. At halftime, the kids are going to get involved. We're getting stuff going. I'm excited about that.
I think I've got a new drummer that's going to run out in the field in the Yeti costume there. Maybe we'll see how it goes, but he's pretty excited for it. He after the big showing in Rome, it was woo baby.
Listen. You don't understand. There's been some moving around and people, this and that. There could be a cousin moving into the town of Utica. You never know. You know,
Well, I mean, and maybe maybe
cross check does have relatives. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
Cross check has relatives. You
I
know, as
like it.
far as you never know.
So we
Where's the top
definitely
hat?
we do know
Big
where
black top
everybody's going to be able to watch box lacrosse all summer long, and that's going to be on the Utica Yeti channel
Right
because
here.
all of our games are going to be
Right
streamed.
here.
And there's a chance that we might even stream some of the games this Sunday if anybody's interested in watching some youth high school age boys that are playing. We'll see how good the Wi-Fi is on the other side because we won't be on the same side that the Yeti will be in when they're playing at the Nexus Center, but.
How about I do this? You know, I'm gonna let me put my paperwork away here.
You gonna go take a
And
walk around the Nexus
maybe
Center?
we can. I'm gonna take a walk and take you guys into the Nexus Center and see what we got going on.
Look, and
I
he's
don't wanna
throwing
give
money
away
at
too
us.
much because I want people to be a little bit surprised.
He's throwing money at us. We did
They
show
put me in
the
charge.
we did show
Oh,
the outside of the
Dave
Nexus
Hayes
Center,
wants to
Paul,
kill
when you
me.
recorded that before the show. That played during our commercial. I believe everybody got to see it. Hey, at least
You
someone
guys,
is streaming
I
the
love I
games
put
we
this
got
thing
from
next to my
Alden
face.
Weaver. That is a huge shout out. Thank you.
All right.
He's been a fan. I think we found him through the Bootleggers. He was one of their dedicated fans, and I have actually heard that Joe French is a big part of working on trying to save the league. So Alden, you will find out as a Bootleggers fan, I'm sure, sooner rather than later. PBLA could have learned a thing or two. Not from me. Paul's really the genius behind it. We're trying to.
That's
We do the streaming, and that's
that's
about it.
Rodney. Rodney's working the ice machine right now. We're getting ready to go through. That's rink 1. That's where we'll be playing. It's got the blue turf just like everything else. Don't want to give too much away.
Well, it's a
Now
nice
we're
like
gonna go through
1,500 seat capacity, but now we go through to the rest of the Magic.
nice 1,500 seat. Nice. Here's rink 2. This is the center rink. Numbers are looking pretty decent over there. I'm not gonna. That looks like who do we got on that one? That's Alex's brother, Rodney's brother, on the machine. I don't know if you can see him waving.
No,
Feel
you
like
shut
me,
the
I'm
you
a
shut
good
the
guy.
camera off completely, Paul.
No, I'm back.
There you go.
No, I unplugged my battery. I didn't bring my battery back. So if I go dead, that means if I go blank, that means it's all over.
Well, show us some
Just so
blue
you
turf
know,
then.
This is
Rodney Red Eyes driving the Zamboni.
No.
yeah.
Rodney does it all.
Yeah.
He drives the Utica, drives the Zamboni, then he's going to go out and show these guys how to score and play defense. Don't worry about it.
We got some decent numbers. My goodness, there's 7. We got 10 on that bench there, and all of 10 on the other bench. So there's
Maybe
like 15 on 15.
maybe
That's
that's what
nice.
Yeti Talks turn into, is us live streaming the glory of the men's league out there. Honestly, we could get more content out this year, no offense, Jimmy, than the PBLA was able to put out just with the rest of the open floor nights at Yeti Nation.
Yeah.
Nick
Yep.
Suits right there. Nick Suits taking a run down.
Yeah.
Taking a look. Andrew Davey, Sam Davey, Blaine Stotler's out there right now. Who else do we got? Looks like Austin Curtis, but I know it's not Austin
Well,
Curtis.
like Blaine
because he's out
Stotler,
there.
how
Oh,
cool is that? So
what a
Blaine
shot
made
by
sure he
Chris
got a goal.
Ryan.
Oh, Chris Ryan, another bomber, but yeah.
Chris Ryan, yeah.
Blaine got a shot, and he got a goal in the PBLA. So Blaine will always have that where he is a pro with a goal. So that's a cool thing. There was a lot of things that did happen, and like I said, you're gonna have a lot of people talking smack, and I don't blame the fans at all. There's a lot of things that could have been handled differently, other than a late night email to the players that got leaked, and then a message the next day. But I'm sure it had to be pretty serious for them to come up with that.
It happens to the best of best.
I'm sure they weren't
I
expecting.
wish nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Nothing but the best for everything and everybody. We're trying to grow the game of lacrosse. We're spreading the love. Whether it's a professional, whether it's semi-professional, everybody. You know what? Once you get a liking and a taste of what the guys
Box
on the field
lacrosse
are doing,
is.
yeah,
There's no way you can't like it.
Well,
faster.
and that's why we moved our whole youth program into the box for the fact that the amount of reps these kids are getting versus out on the field. You know, Joey misses the pass, Bobby's got to run to get it. It's action packed. You know, back and forth. You know, the hardest part is to get these guys to slow down a little bit. You know, they just want to turn it into a sprint. They're playing PBLA already. As far as, you know, it's throttled down and up and back and, you know, a lot of back and forth. Oh, little Brandon Davis. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I did not.
Davis is out there rocking it, moving all around. My bad. But as far as, you know, here's Andrew Davey right there, the Bombers, bringing the ball in. Keeps out of the crease, takes a look to the top side. Firewolves guy takes a shot, and JoJo with the save.
Now that's JoJo
There's a
that
little
came from
Ty Hill. We
Oswego.
got Ty Hill in the colorful Uncommon Fit jersey there. A little shout out to Uncommon Fit. They do our D-Dry home jerseys.
Yeah, that is one thing. The Yetis definitely have plenty of jerseys. Real quick, I'm going to throw up the website of the NABLL for any of our fans. If anybody's watching and looking for some box lacrosse, we all the national games were streamed from the NABLL. It'll kind of give you a taste of some of the play you're getting into. Our camera, I will say, was not the best at that level. At Utica, we definitely are spoiled. The Utica rink does a lot, but the NABLL should be where we will find all of our action coming up pretty soon.
Absolutely. As far as you want to know, it's learning curves. Everything is a learning curve where, you know, you don't know unless you try, unless you do it. And maybe that's just, maybe it restructures what it needed. Hopefully that's what they needed for the PBLA. I know the NABLL, you know, I enjoy what the Fantastic Seven have done. And I'm looking forward to 2003 and getting our team into proper conditioning, proper form, and making a run for a national championship, because it was fun to be there last year. But you want to know what? We didn't come prepared to win a national championship. You know, as far as this coming year, it's a whole different, you know, everybody's a year smarter. Look at the experience our guys that played on the PBLA have now gotten to bring to our team this year and teach the younger guys.
Well,
that's the shit I'm excited about.
That was a huge thing that a lot of them got to say, is they were like, it for playing like a, you know, for playing professional, they were kind of used to it, from getting to play in the odd, going out with the smoke machines, trying to roll, and just the whole experience.
Oh, I got some more stuff up our sleeves this year as far as home games. I'm excited. There's a lot of great things that are going to be coming of the at the Nexus Center for our home games. You know, we're in Utica. That's the huge thing for our sponsors here in the Utica market, is our home games are going to be all in Utica this year. So hopefully the pre-gaming and post-gaming celebrations and everything can be done at our local facilities, our local breweries, and we can spread the love around so that we can continue to get some sponsorship, because it's what makes everything happen.
Yep.
Yes, it does.
It's huge. It's huge. And Greg, again, I can't continue to say it's awesome what BS Productions is doing. Crafty Beach is super awesome. You know, once I get my business cards, facilitator extraordinaire.
You got your finger over the you got your finger over the camera too, Paul. There you go.
Oh, Jesus, there we go. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes,
I
what
thought it was a
you
mosquito.
you are you are the facilitator extraordinaire. And this is what Paul does, though, is he gets guys to play lacrosse, and now you're getting these college kids who are getting all these extra runs in. And that's such a huge thing that I would talk to Rob DiGiovanni there about a month ago. It took me forever to get it out. Oh, here comes Rodney Red Eye jumping into the call.
It's Rodney Red Eye.
Rodney, you can't drive a Zamboni and be on the call at the same time.
Rodney does it all.
Oh my God. he teleports too.
Zamboni guy's here.
Man, your Zamboni's beautiful on the inside.
It is really nice. He's got a sweet setup in there.
What is that? That's a that Zamboni's got knotty pine on the inside.
That's
Easy.
what it looks like over in the clubhouse.
There you go.
It's a Yeti clubhouse. You got to have Naughty Pine around, right?
Oh yeah. All right, Rodney. We know you got some comments for the PBLA.
Jimmy,
Oh,
great job with the PBLA in Binghamton. You did a great job down there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Rod.
I went there your first game. It was awesome. I loved it. A great experience. Everything was great. It sucks that they had to fold so quick. I mean, but other than that though, it was an awesome experience there.
Yeah. It's a good arena.
There was a lot of people at that arena. It was packed.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, Rod.
And with that being said, though, NBLL, the Yeti, focus everything on there, Paul, easily, because I think that I want to come back to the Yeti this year, and right now as it looks, that it's very possible that I'm coming back to the Yeti.
oh boy, so we're getting a new announcement. We got a Rodney Red Eye. For anybody who doesn't know, he was were you the captain the first year, Rodney?
Yeah, it's me, Jimmy, Kiefer, and Dwight, I think.
Dwight, yeah.
Captains.
Yeah, and now since nobody answered, I guess Rodney's going to get the coin because Rodney was the first goal scorer in Utica Yeti history. So he wins. So my green screen takes it away a lot, but one of the Yeti coins that's sitting down on the bottom there. That's our newest thing we're going to do, and we're going to start trying to give one of them away every week on our shows.
And it was a garbage goal.
This is the best kind.
Rodney gets he gets the free pass from a Sasquatch mauling because he gets the coin.
So the second person that knew it gets it, not me, because it was straight garbage.
I don't know if I even remember it, but if you say it's garbage, I'll believe you.
Oh no, I won't accept that goal because it was. I just fell down, slapped the ball, and it went in. I was like, okay.
Throw the ball off the net.
I'll take it.
Oh man. So Paul, I don't know if you caught that. Rodney said he might be. Yeah, and he might be making it back up there.
I don't know if you. I heard what he said, and I'm hoping that he brings his son down for the battle on the barge as well. I need to get a hold of Rodney and talk a little bit more. Whether Owen comes down and plays with the Tri-City team on that particular weekend, or if maybe there's any box team up there that would want to come down and be a part of the battle on the barge. You know, the youth concept. It's going to be the juniors, seniors, not juniors, seniors, sophomores, juniors. So as far as we're going to be talking a lot more. That's for sure. That's for sure. Rodney, I love to hear that the body's feeling it and you're ready to give it a roll for the natty. That's what we need. We want that passion. We want that desire. That's what we want. That's what I love. That's I love what you guys do.
I almost cramped up when I did that.
Torn myself.
I'm working on my body. Like I've been running like crazy. I'm trying to get in shape. Well, I am getting in shape, but with the Battle of the Barge, just let me know. I'll bring 2-3 teams down if I can. I even got some girls around here in Allegheny and Cattaraugus that they played box lacrosse before to come down and showcase their skills also. So I mean,
absolutely.
Giving it details. I'll work my ass off to get down there.
That's what it's all about, is building it and growing it and making it fun and special and a remembrance, memories made forever. That's what I try to make. Facilitator extraordinaire.
Sorry,
well, just like you said earlier that because I've been watching this at last night, the girls team, the girls games. Oh, that was the best lacrosse I've ever seen in my life. I was cheering. I lost my voice. They made me drink more. It was the greatest moment in my life in a few years, like 20 years. I was like, that was awesome. And we need to showcase that these girls can play lacrosse too. And
Absolutely.
out here in Salamanca and Cattaraugus, there are girls that can play. So I will do my best. If you let me, I'll get a team together of girls and bring them out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was talking to the mother of the Six Nations snipers team this afternoon. Well, texting anyhow, not talking, but texting. We were communicating, and she's gonna get that info to the proper people. And I know the Tri-City girls. We've already got a sign-up sheet, and they're ready to rock and roll. They're excited. The girls that played lacrosse. What's been excellent for us is the concept of the girls that play hockey, that play lacrosse. It's a bonus for the fact that if you watch girls lacrosse, everything they do is two-handed cross check. They're not extending out, but they're already playing box lacrosse style defense. They're shuffling and cross checking. So that concept is there. And now you're giving the opportunity for girls that really do want to play a physical game, and not crazy, stupid physical, but they want to bump and grind. And you know what?
I don't know. That was crazy, stupid physical game at Lax Night. There was a couple monster hits there.
Yeah. The best feature, the best part about that girl was probably want to say maybe a sophomore going to be a junior. And she popped up when she got to the bench. Her eyes were like saucers. I'm looking at her. I'm like, "You all right?" And she's like, "That was awesome. That was so awesome." And I'm like,
they loved it. They loved it.
I didn't get to see it in person, but I went back and actually watched it on video because I heard it was so good. But yeah, I love it. Gotta have more.
It was Meredith. It was Bobby Dix's daughter. And as far as and she's a crazy athlete. I mean, incredible athlete. And she got up and she was like, "Oh my God."
Jimmy, it was amazing.
2 minutes later, she was back on the floor.
I know. I wish I was there. Yeah. I wish I was there.
It was good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so lucky.
There's always
yeah.
It's coming back. I know that it's going to be back this year in Utica. So I'm excited to that. There's crazy good things going on right now.
Lax Night will be back streaming the Battle of the Barge. We'll be streaming. We've got a game maybe this weekend. I had the On the Squaw Smoke team up there for a little while, showing up on the corner. They're going to be out there this weekend, which is what we might be streaming. Rodney's now talking about we might get a couple extra games. This Battle of the Barge could be pretty big, and we'll try to get every team's stuff on here to shout them out as much as we can.
Absolutely. Oh, and the other thing that I've been talking to Rodney, hey Rod, just so that and we got to work out the logistics and everything, but those that have campers, I don't know, Jimmy, this may be something that you're interested to for that weekend is I'm going to put my camper up at Tri-City. I know, like I said, we got to work out the major logistics because we can't have last time we had a party in 1999 they canceled the Woodstock because of it. So I don't want this to be Woodstock again. But as far as the camping, we got the rink up at the Tri-City Fields. Wake up in the morning, take a look, have a sip of coffee, walk over to the rink, take a couple shots. I got some crazy visions that I'd love to see come through, and the memories that up at the Tri-City Fields these people could have, and then come down here and be able to play lacrosse. A great time. The bonfire that we could have up at the Tri-City Fields. We got a fire department right next door to us, so I'm assuming we could probably get a pretty good rager going. But I think isn't that what set off Woodstock and got everybody? So we'll keep it to a small bonfire. That's all.
So
small bonfires.
I was at Woodstock '99. I didn't have anything to do with the bonfires, but we got the right people there. Fun, huh? It was a great time. I had nothing to do with the bonfires.
I swear, I had nothing to do with the bonfires. Here's my alibi.
I was too busy looting tractor trailers.
I got a lot of merch.
Oh man,
but
that's.
The thing was, like, but once again, you can get a hold of the coaches around there, the girls teams. I mean, JB could get one or two girls to come up play box lacrosse there because it is a hotbed of lacrosse. I mean, it's
Oh, and
Yeah,
Bobby
that's
Dix's
good.
daughter
It
had
can
the.
happen.
You guys hear?
Later, Keith.
You see in the chats there, Bob Leary posted that. I'm guessing it's Bobby Dix's daughter had the game winner or the assist for the game winner in that female game, and that was her first time ever playing box lacrosse, correct?
First time ever. Four of them. They'd never. 15 minutes before the game started, Brian, have a great night. 15 minutes before the game started, we called these girls and said, "Listen," because we had a couple college girls that got hurt during. It was their Nash. Have a good night. As far as they had whatever that what was it? It was fall. They were playing field hockey and they rolled their ankle. They got hurt during field hockey and they couldn't come down and play. So we were short players, and these girls came from Canada, and we told them we would have a team, and we did have a team. But all of a sudden, I'm sick, blah 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 blah. We've all been there, and all of a sudden we're scratching. And 15 minutes before, we called up four girls, and they showed up. They'd never touched, other than that, played catch with a boys lacrosse stick before.
You know what the best
And
thing
they was
about
out
that
there
is,
15
too?
minutes later.
The best thing about it is my boy Owen was out there recruiting for Tri-City.
Yeah. He did. He got us one of the girls. Yes, he did.
Wait, I got recruiting for Tri-City.
I'm sure he was out there. Oh, that's
'Cause he
awesome.
was 16 at the time.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, Paul, we've been
It
on
was
for an hour and 5 minutes already.
Oh, is that good or bad?
I think it's about time
It's
to
been
go.
awesome for me. It's
been a
awesome
good.
for me, but I know, it gets long. I do know. Hey, Rodney, you won the golden ticket, right? Or the golden coin?
Give it
You
to
won-
a kid
you
that
won the-
shows up next week for lacrosse. His first time playing
Okay.
lacrosse, give it to him.
There we
Maybe
go.
we'll do something like that. The honorary Rodney Red Eye Golden Coin giveaway.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah,
I like it.
To the MVP. I like it. I like
Jeff
that. That's
Schneider
awesome.
just came in and
Thanks.
said dead band Natty Bumpos in Cooperstown Saturday night, but that'll be for all you guys. That's a little bit of a drive for me.
Cooperstown. That's more of a Leary Oneana. That's just over one hill. That's about 5 hills away from me.
Too many.
That's almost close. That might be closer to Jimmy Fay than me.
Yeah.
That's a
About,
Jimmy Fate connection right there.
yeah. I don't know. Cooperstown's a haul 'cause you got to go to Oneonta and then north like 30 minutes. That's got to be closer to you.
It probably is. It probably.
It's
You know
closer
it
than-
is.
To you than any me, so
That's
Let's
awesome.
meet there.
You know
Go to
where
the
it-
Farmers Museum.
You know where it's just down the road from, or just on the other side of the hill? You know what town's just on the other side of the hill?
No.
Rodney, you went there. It's
Herculum?
called Herkimer. Herkimer.
The Herculoos.
He's a Hercules.
Herkimer is on the other side. So Robert T, we're giving our Herc boys a shout out.
All right.
Herktown, USA.
So,
Paul,
on
it's
another-
time for-
On another note,
Oh.
too, I actually got hired on as a head coach or a head defense coach for the Salamanca High School lacrosse team this year.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
my goal is to send a lot of kids out. Utica way, Herkimer
way.
way. Anybody that
There's-
reaches out to me that knows somebody in college lacrosse, because there's a lot of kids out here in Salamanca they just don't get looked at. And a lot of them are Division I players easily. So this year, that's what I'm doing. this
Ezra's
year.
brother.
So
Ezra's brother's a stud, dude.
he's a stud. And when I get done with him
Dude.
this year, because I'm the head defense coach,
Uh-huh.
this kid is Jimmy. This kid is like he's
Stud.
6'2", maybe like 230, pure muscle. Loves to hit. He was like, I love this. They don't know how to slide. That's the thing. They don't know how to. They have no slide packages in the last few years, so he don't know where to slide from. But he just likes to hit. So this coming up season, I'm going to show him how to slide and
There you
hit
go.
people the right way. Because last year I watched him, he would hit people, but it'd be like a 5-minute penalty easily because he captured the kids. But with that being
Yeah.
said,
Well,
my schedule is with the high school program now, but with Owen's schedule, he's playing upstate rogue lacrosse now. So my schedule opens up a lot now for the Utica Yeti in the summer. And
nice.
right now I am once I found out rogue schedule and my high school schedule, it's not a far fetch that I'm coming back to the Yeti this year.
That's what we want to hear, brother.
Nice.
That's what I love.
All right,
That's
now
the
let's
Yeti
let's
love,
say
that's
good
the Yeti
let's say
family.
good night. It's an hour and 10 minutes.
I'm coming back to the
Gotta
Yeti
go.
here, Jimmy.
There you go. We want you back.
Rodney's coming back. Here's our big announcement. Rodney, are you going to be available this Friday for our show?
Oh, hell yeah, I'll be there.
All right, so we're
I'll be
doing our
watching.
show. I
I'll be
just broke
watching.
down Halifax and Rochester. I've got every goal broken down. That's gonna be the intro to our show. But good night, everybody. Jimmy, we say a fake goodbye on here. I log off. We say goodbye to everybody on YouTube land. So say goodbye.